Anyway, so what I need for you to do is you're just going to pant. Now that, just be gentle with yourself and just eating, because we certainly don't want to mess up the baby's carpet. But
I'll be careful.
okay. So, but when I say pant, I really do mean kind of like when you see a dog panting. Make sure that your belly's moving. So, but just pant for me for a minute. No voice yet. Just pant. No voice. There you go. So we got that. Now, once you've established the pant, let the voice come in, but make sure the pant is already established before you let the voice come in. Are we ready? So pant first, then let the voice come in. Good, good, good. Okay, now we can start again with the pant, with no voice. Pant, bring the voice in, and then you're going to extend it, so it'll sound something like ha, 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 and you'll come up onto your knees. It'll be ha, 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 and then you'll come back down, you'll just fall, ha, 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 and then silence, and then stop. So silence, pant, sound, up here, leg extended tone, back down. Ready? Got it. At your own pace, you're not going to be together. Make sure the stomach stays activated. And stop. Now this time we'll do the same. Everybody all right? Anybody dizzy or about to throw up? Okay, good. And so we're going to start again. This time when we come up to the then we'll bring it on up. Keep it here, and then we'll just walk around with the and then I'm going to say deconstruct. When I say deconstruct, that means reverse the process until you're back on your knees, panting with no voice. Yeah? Then I'll say reconstruct, and reconstruct means start it again, come back up, and you're walking with the Now the object is to stay activated where you feel the pant, so that we can take it out of any tension that you've collected during the day. And anytime somebody says something to you or does something and you want to say something and you didn't say it, or if you're crossing the street sometimes and there's like a car that goes or whatever, your body kind of collects a little tension or whatever, and you really do have to go back at the end of the day, I've found, and just kind of, I need to get a shit, because your body will just kind of record, like a library. It takes in books, there's that tension booklet, but I find particularly things you don't say that you should have said will just really kind of collect, and you'll just think that, oh, I feel sick, or I'm having a shitty day, and it's because you've just been collecting garbage and not throwing it out, if that makes sense. So we're just trying to get rid of that and bring you down into your instrument. So just make sure that even when you're here, you're activated. Are you all right? Or are you about to keel over?
Me?
No.
Okay.
Okay, good. Just do it at your own pace, but just up here. Now, when you're walking around sometimes, and doing you can self-check yourself and just kind of go, and just deconstruct without going back down to your knees, but just check to make sure you're here. All right. Is that making sense? Should we try?
So it's supposed to come from the stomach or up here?
Well, let's say stomach, but true stomach, it's just the stuff that's really moving are the guts that are moving out of the way so that the diaphragm can work. It's not because really, the closest we got to our diaphragm was that, and that was even kind of weird. So, yeah. So, all right. Ready? And pan. Okay. Deconstruct. Deconstruct. And reconstruct. unless you choose to do so just for the sake of seeing how honest you've been in terms of keeping in contact with the diaphragm. But now, pick up a piece of text. It doesn't have to be a piece of text from the show. And I just want you to really stretch it out, syllable by syllable. So you're starting the expense of spirit, and then deconstruct it without going back down. So you'll have in a ways and then you don't have to get silent again. Just go back and make sure that you're pumping the diaphragm a bit, and then go back into the extended tones. Just going to go back and forth between extended tones and right? Got it. All right, go. Start from just silent pain and begin. So make sure you're kind of on your sits bones and not too far back. And the sits bones are those two sort of big bones that sort of protrude for those of us who have sort of small enough butts to know that those bones actually exist. They're just kind of coming down through your, what do you call those things, glutes? But is that what they are? Okay, good. So I don't use the terms that often, so I don't know. All right, so just make sure you're there, and you're just going to just use a piece of text you were using. And then just start to do it with those extended tones. I don't know, give me some of your lines. No.
Just say it.
Any old thing. Just say
that's
it.
what you wanted to know.
That's what you wanted. That's what you. And just sort of test the vowels by sort of bouncing on your bottoms, please. And go. And then that big yellow. And begin. Extended tone.
in, just to sort of get some elongation here. Fill with breath, and release on the exhale into the nose, out the mouth. Just let your arms go up a little bit higher each time. You won't be able to tell. It'll just be like 1 inch. And now just out and up. Loosen your belly, don't tense the bellies. Sometimes your middles will want to seize up just because it feels like being exposed. And let your arms collapse. And let's do some shoulder rolls, up and back, opening the chest. And then back forward, and let it concave the back a bit. Breathe into the back a few times. Breathe into the bum as if you had a nose in your butt and it can breathe to the floor. Did he just say that? Yeah. And back, open the front again. Breathe through your bones. And open up here, really open up here. And come forward again, concave the back. Breathing in the back, breathing in the back. Good, and just where you are, just kind of lie down, but make sure your knees are up comfortably so that your lower back can release. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Every time you exhale, every time you exhale, let your body release a bit more as if you're just melting into the floor, okay? In through the nose, out through the mouth. Let your mind sort of go in the direction they would go if you were going to take a nap. Feel the bellies lifting as you take the inhale in. Feel them dropping as you exhale. Try to let the belly move more than the chest. Trigger a yawn if you can from the depth of the belly. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Just drop those jaws and dump that breath out. It helps to balance your blood gases. It helps to change your mood for the better. To breathe in this way. It's a wonderful dialogue with your nervous system that assures your nervous system that you are not being chased by a tiger. It addresses a lot of that internal noise that's kind of constantly going on in your head. It's really of no service whatsoever. But some of us are so used to it until we don't know how to live without it. In through the nose, out through the mouth, releasing into the capit, as if you could just become a stale of human being, let it go to the carpet that they could never leave out. It's the most potent of cleaners. And let your legs slide in. Get comfortable. All right, I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to answer with a laugh. Okay? Answer with a laugh. Now, I need you to answer the questions thoroughly, meaning you have to allow whatever laugh that comes out to complete itself. So if you find yourself tittering for more than a minute, that's fine. That means you haven't finished answering the question. Okay? Are you ready?
That wasn't the question, man. You're smart. You must be in college. My best friend in elementary school was. Hold the laugh in. Don't make it an intellectual process. We're just thinking about it. Answer the question thoroughly. And it's okay to be affected by the laugh of somebody else sharing. Laughter is infectious. It's only helping your diaphragm to laugh. Don't hold it in. Nice big laugh. Finish answering the The first person I ever kissed was. Vocalize that. Answer the question thoroughly. You were there, you know. That kiss, on a scale of 1 to 10, knowing what I know about kisses now, was a. Answer the question thoroughly. Be honest. Be honest. Vocalize laugh if you can manage it. Was it a 3, Noah? Was that it? If my best friend from elementary school and the first person I ever kissed walked in the door right now holding hands and kissing, imagine it's I want you to visualize that. Something I got away with that no one ever found out about. Stay on the floor. Alright, Noah, where's the body buried? processed it through your brain, and then you released that sound through a laugh from the most ideal place that you can release a sound. And for that, and you stayed with it, and the diaphragm worked, and it was a nice open sound. Keep in mind that when your fellow castmates are asking you questions or talking to you on stage, that same process is there at your disposal, waiting to be used. Does that make sense? Very often we want to go to that place because it doesn't feel very intellectual and or safe. But it is that process where it's kind of in that place where we're echoing each other or whatever, that's kind of where that response is coming from. But you've got to really tear down a lot of walls, I find, to allow what's coming in to go to that place and then come back out as a line from that sort of fucked with place that is there when you are just letting a laugh come back in response to something. Does that make sense? Kind of maybe? Maybe. Okay. But again, it's one of those things you got to give yourself permission to do, yeah, and something you got to commit to. Now, and of course, when you do it, the infectiousness of the laugh or the infectiousness that you will of any response that you give from that place is going to spread. It's going to sort of volley off the person or people you're talking to. It's going to spread into the audience. And anything that's sort of impeded by whatever kind of internal noises going on or tension, that kind of thing, is going to it's going to get in the way a bit. Yeah? It's a process. Tell yourself that by the end of the run, that you're going to kind of clean yourself out in terms of that inner noise so that you can be that responsive, so that you can respond as sort of quickly and uninhibited as you did just now in terms of hearing that question and coming back at you. Yeah? Now you got memorized lines in there, and so there's a bit of a step, I guess, that's not necessarily there because you're not really, laughing a written. Your laugh wasn't a line that you were writing, but it is an actual response that you can call on, so to speak. And so how you get to that place is totally up to you. But again, if you can get yourself to work from that sort of natural sort of place of responding and letting sound come from the same place or a similar place that laugh is coming from, you're going to make an impact. That way will make it. All right. I guess the best thing is, what time is it?
7:30.
It's just about 7:30.
7:30. I think the best thing to do now will be, how the best way to do this? I guess if we had spread out more, it would work. I kind of need you just to roll around on the floor a bit. Can you spread out even just as far as you can on the floor, all the way to the wall there?
Sure, pretty used to this, yeah.
Just spread out as much as you can so that you can roll around without having to.
Much nicer.
Look at that, everyone else with best strategy.
You're in the middle. Yeah, you got plenty of space over here, guys. So.
Make sure there's nothing like sharp in your pockets.
Just like take out my dog.
But what I'm needing you to do is you're going to roll around, try and be as noodle-like as possible and not as tense as possible. It's that I'm so tired, I'm in my bed, I want to turn over type thing. But what I'm wanting you to do is as you're turning over, make sure that you are either in an inhale, and when you're exhaling, I just want some nice, lazy sound like, I let whatever movement you're making sort of help you into what that sound is. If you're having to struggle a bit, fine, whatever. Just let your movements now, so just roll around a bit, if you will. Inhaling, letting that inhale fuel your movement, and then exhaling, with some sound. Go for it! Body is Now start to play with a few lines, if you will, so take those nice breaths in, but then explore using those vowels, perhaps, primarily. And just use those vowels as you doesn't have to be in dialect at all. Doesn't have to not be use those vowels. And then just correct nonsense sound every now and then. Pitches high, low. Now you're just going to give me a nice series of and you can continue to roll for a bit, but I want you to start to come up first to your knees and then to standing and then walk into the theater, but continue to until you get into the theater and you take your seat and Shirley wants to talk to you, but continue until you're there. Start now. Nice, as low as you can find, that would be great. Play with the pitches. Make sure you get some very low ones in there. Very playful, very childlike. Try to imagine very hard. It's impossible to do this, by the way, if your face is tense. It's absolutely impossible to do this if your face is too tense. Good way to test to see how relaxed your face is. Raspberry or whatever you call this.
Not even the chord?
Oh, I'll get it, don't you?
All right.